Are you
This
serious?
is bullshit.
Right
This is our first campaign.
They're new players.
What is a Raven Queen? Alright.
Trust me, you'll hate it.
Roll for initiative.
So, hi, my name is Reagan Levacy.
My name is Jackie.
I am Heather Levacy.
And my favorite character I have ever made is named Liberos. He is a high elf and I absolutely adore him.
Unlike many others, I actually began playing an electronic version of the game probably in the early 1980s. One of the characters that I played was a character named Boo Boo. He was a neutral fighter.
My favorite character was a character called Heather Nymphorea.
I started playing D&D back in my freshman year with my older sister named Emily Levacy. Played with her and a couple of her college friends. Then I stopped playing for a while after she kind of moved away. Like, she moved like an hour away, but still. So I stopped playing, and then this year I started playing with a couple of high school friends who really seemed to be into it, but they never really played in like their own campaigns of being a DM. So me and my friends have been taking like turns DMing and that kind of a thing. So it's been really fun.
I grew up in a rural area, so I didn't have a lot of people around me to be able to play the game. But in the early days of computing, we did have the ability to play electronic versions of the game. So you could play these games by yourself, have electronically generated characters, and play against the computer, so to speak.
It was just something I was interested in. I loved fantasy and things like that because my own life just wasn't awesome. So I wanted to try to do something different. I started playing about my sophomore year in high school when a friend invited me to join along with a campaign and I could not get there fast enough.
Probably the last campaign that we just finished here recently. So we each had like different roles because D&D isn't always necessarily like dealing with demons and medieval times. It doesn't. This one was a Victorian era one where we had to figure out someone's murder. It was a lot of fun. My favorite part was, so my friend had the ability to where he could say anything to us and I'd immediately have to shut up or do whatever I was told. He'd like to tell me to shut up. So I'd go around the room pointing fingers and throwing things because I couldn't talk.
Honestly, it was during a recent vacation with family, so that I didn't really play the game with a large group of people, but I got to play it with my family, and that was a lot of fun. Just watching everyone let loose a bit and just make up things on the spot. That was fun.
Oh, that's easy. I went and played in a campaign about a year ago, and it was the first time ever I got to play with my husband, and he played this big, stupid fighter, and it was just so cute. I loved it.
Well, there's a lot of puzzles and mysteries that usually go into D&D. Now, I am very bad at puzzles, so it just makes me realize how dumb I am most of the time.
I guess it probably instilled a little creativity. It made you think on your feet. I think those are probably the two attributes that I would take away.
D&D taught me that I have more power in my own life than I thought I did.
Honestly, sometimes I just let the roll of the dice go and I'll just make like a list of what every number means. Because I mean, when it's more random, I personally think it's a lot more fun because then you won't know what you're getting whatsoever. So it's a bit more fun that way.
Honestly, it was just random. Again, as this was an electronic version, it was almost self-taught in a way that you were basically presented with a number of options. And again, early on, you didn't have tons and tons of options as you might have playing with a larger group or playing the traditional game.
Usually, I chose characters that embodied characteristics I didn't think I had myself. Like my character Heather Nymphorea, she's a beautiful elf person, she's strong, she fights really well, she can use magic to change things around her. And in my life at that time, I felt like I had absolutely no control over what was going on in my life and that's something I really desperately needed.
I'd say don't be nervous. Try to play with a good group of friends or people you at least trust, because you will get into some real funny situations that you'll look back on and laugh. So there'll probably be some really good lifelong friends, I would say.
Sometimes I hear people have some reservations based on I guess, thoughts people have about people that play those games, that maybe they're a little strange or a little odd. But frankly speaking, it's a good way to have a lot of fun with friends.
Find a campaign and try it. Use your imagination. It brings out creative thought processes. It helps with critical thinking, problem-solving abilities, and you're going to find out you know a lot more things and can do a lot more than you believe.
I like that. Also, because I'm gonna get this as my end credit thing. Yeah, you're good.
Dungeons & Dragons is more than just a bunch of nerds sitting around at a table playing with miniature figures. It's about friendship and the connections we can make with people in a fantasy setting. It's also the laughter you share with friends when something funny happens, but it's also the tears you shed whenever one of your favorite characters dies. It's all, at the end of the day, about those little moments we share with the people we care about, and the people we can develop some of the closest bonds with. Us older players are ecstatic to see the difference the media has made in our world. TV shows like Vox Machina, Stranger Things, Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, and so many more have brought to light the world of fantasy we started and that we created. The world of Dungeons & Dragons has even surpassed the big screen and the tabletop game itself, making it popular to play as if you were the characters themselves in LARPs, which stands for live action role-playing. This brings the characters and the stories to life to make the story a whole lot more memorable. To see it becoming so popular and well-loved, not just by nerds, but by everyone, is something we could have never expected. I, for one, couldn't be more proud of how far the community has come and how much of an impact it's made on not only my life, but the lives of so many others. If you've ever thought about playing, you totally should. This changed my life in so many different ways, and the lives of so many others. So, go join your local campaign, or make your own. Seize the day, slay the dragon, save the princess, and be the hero you've never thought you could be. For tomorrow is never promised.